What we're going to do is just a short exercise to work out exactly how much per client per hour you should be charging. Hey, what's up and welcome to this short training on pricing your salon services for profit. My name is Richard Kavanagh, and over my 30+ year career in the hair industry, I've seen a lot of amazing creative businesses struggle when it comes to the financials. So if you want to feel more confident that your business can not only survive but actually thrive, so that you can create the type of culture and environment that attracts the team and the clients that you dream of, allows you to actually live like a human being, not chained to the business every waking hour. And if you want to be able to afford that one thing you've always dreamed of, or reinvest into your business with the latest and greatest to stay ahead of the rest, then stick around for the next 7 minutes and I'll share a formula to take the emotion out of the money so that you can feel confident that the foundation of your business is robust and that you're going to be able to stand the test of time without the anxiety and stress of having to cut costs and not being able to pay your bills, or worse, having your business fail and leaving you with debt. By the way, like you, I too am a creative, so I know what it's like to try and set your pricing when you're serving your customers. You want to attract new customers, you want to make sure you're not scaring people off. I get that it's important to position your pricing for where your brand sits in the market. You want to earn what you're worth, charge what you're worth, but you don't want to scare people off. And sometimes the pricing, the numbers, it can be scary because people get emotional about finances, right? But numbers on their own have no emotion. So what do you reckon? Rather than taking the ostrich style accounting approach and burying your head in the sand, hoping it all works out in the end, how about we put up with a few moments of pain right now to save you all the headaches and anxiety in the future? What we're going to do is just a short exercise to work out exactly how much per client per hour you should be charging. And just to frame the process, we're not going to be using any complicated financial or accounting terms. We're going to talk simple, fundamental mathematics, basic maths, and a couple of sensible ideas that have been taught to me by some very, very successful people to help build a great budget. Are you ready? All right, let's do it. So first thing that you need to think about is what sort of costs are you likely to incur every 10 years? These are usually the big ones. Sometimes we can think of these as like a one-off investment in setting ourselves up or setting our business up, but material items deteriorate over time. So every 10 years, you're actually going to incur some big costs and you need to budget for them. So things to think about in the 10-year plan are things like salon fit out, painting and decorating, flooring. You might need to replace the plumbing or the wiring. You may have grown and you might need to shift locations altogether. There's a cost involved in that. Scissors, you're going to need to replace at least every 10 years. Electrical whiteware like the fridge, the washing machine, tumble dryer. What else can you think of that would be a big cost that you might incur every 10 years? Next, you need to work out what sort of costs you're likely to incur every 5 years. So again, these are going to be major items that you might not think about every day. And they're things like cutting stools and styling chairs, electrical equipment for use in the salon like blow dryers, curling irons, hair straighteners, etc. Because, they blow up occasionally. You'll probably need to replace your brushes every 5 years. You might need to fix the basin hoses if they deteriorate, or the shower heads at the basins. There'll be things in the back room that might need replacing. What about towels and gowns, retail shelves? What else can you think of? Have I lost you yet? I know, it's kind of painful, but I promise you it's like an ice bath or a hard workout. You will feel better afterwards. So, now you're going to work out your annual costs, things like insurances. You might invest an amount of money in education, and you definitely want to allocate that into your budget. You might want to have an annual staff party, and it better be a good one. You might want to do things like content days. If you are entering awards, you definitely need to put those into your budget. There'll be marketing and advertising, council fees, licenses. What are some of the bills that you pay annually? Write them down. Then you've got your regular monthly operating costs, right? And these are pretty familiar. You've got electricity, gas, water, product replacement, and look, you'll probably have an average amount of product that you're using. There's a formula that you can use to estimate how much product you're going to use based on the number of staff, the number of clients, and the number of services that you are providing each month. So when you're looking at entering your monthly costs, estimate how much color product, chemical product base and stock, etc. that you're going to need every month. You might want a social media manager. You'll have internet, cell phone, magazines, there's salon software, what else? Spotify. You've got your regular monthlies, right? Then you need to make a list of your weekly spend. You might pay wages weekly. You might have a receptionist or a shampoo assistant, cleaners. You might do a floral arrangement each week for the salon. There's all sorts of costs that happen every week on the regular, so make sure you write them all down. And then you've got your daily costs as well, right? Like there's coffee, tea, milk, etc. You're going to have little bits and pieces of petty cash that go out every single day. And you just need to make a list of all of those costs, because even though they might seem insignificant in the moment, you know, $1 here, $1 there, they do add up over time. So once you've worked out all of those costs, and by the way, don't try and scrimp and save and say, oh, I can get away without doing this and I can get away without doing that. It's better to put everything in now rather than have any hidden costs. Because at the end of the day, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Now, you can go ahead and enter your expenses into the pricing for profit calculator below, and it will work out your aggregated annual costs. And the calculator works everything out, and it gives you a total daily cost and a total hourly cost. In order to give you a bit of wiggle room or contingency, how the calculator works is it works out the daily costs based on a 13-month year against revenue based on an 11-month year. And it assumes that you'll have 30 chargeable hours per week, because even if you're open 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're realistically not going to be back-to-back with clients all day, every day, right? So then you just enter the number of stylists that work in your salon and the percentage of profit that you would like to make, and you will get your per client hourly charge base rate. So if you've been thorough with the process and you price your services no lower than that base rate, you should feel comfortable that you're covering all of the costs associated with running your business, including the profit. And hopefully you'll never have to wonder where the money is going to come from if you need to repair the plumbing or throw a kick-ass staff shindig. And a bonus, a profitable business usually means a happy boss. Happy boss, happy staff. And a profitable business allows you the time and space to create the kind of culture that you want to create within your business. And that attracts the kind of clientele you want, and a great culture attracts staff. And ultimately, it gives you the kind of lifestyle you deserve for taking the risk and the pressure of stepping up to salon ownership and leadership. So don't be an ostrich. Work out your numbers, do it unemotionally, suffer a little pain today, and it'll provide you with a lifetime of relief. Hope that helped.